What's up, everybody? It's your man Black the Barber, and I have the privilege of interviewing this guy. This is Jermaine the Hawk White. He is a Gary native. Jermaine, you want to explain who you are to the people?
Yeah, I'm a professional fighter.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Um, so let's talk about this fight game. You know, how did you get started as a boxer?
Oh man. This was probably about 30 some odd years ago, as a kid, I was, probably about 4, putting on gloves, boxing guys in the neighborhood, things like that. People showing older guys showing me stuff on the streets, how to box and stuff like that. And then, me and my family we moved a lot. We traveled a lot, we moved a lot, and you know what I'm saying. And fighting was always something that was, good for the testosterone. You know what I mean? Everybody, you wasn't nobody if you couldn't fight, you know what I mean? So that was something that me and my brother, we knew how to do well, so when we moved from Atlanta up to the Chicago area, and which we settled in Gary, and I ran into one of my father's friends, which is Roosevelt Schuler, and he showed me some moves right off back, right when I met him, and I was like, man, I worked on that stuff every day, man. So, it just went, and then, and I was already in love with the sport of boxing. It was just that trying to get everybody else to accept me fighting was a thing, because everybody afraid, they hear, people who don't fight don't know what fighting is about. They think you're going to get brain dead or get hurt real bad or break your teeth and nose and stuff like that. I've been boxing 30 years and never broke my nose, so I don't know. But that's that's just the stereotypes of boxing.
So, there's so many questions, man, I could ask you, but this interview will probably go on forever. So, I'm going to fast forward it to the other night.
Okay.
You fought the other night. You were in the ring. To me, it was the most exciting fight out of all the fights, especially that last round. It was like you were possessed. Tell me about how you feel about the fight. What was going through your mind?
Well, this guy, I have a record. I have a reputation. The guy wanted to win. This is something he wanted to, win. So he seen that I was off for a long time. I fought 6 times in the last 16 years. So, what I'm saying, the pressure of seeing who I really am compared to who I used to be when I fought on a consistent basis is a big thing, but I still have a good record. So therefore, these guys want to upset me. They're going to bring their best. They're going to bring their A game. They're going to try to take me out if they can.
Okay.
So what was going through my mind is, okay, this dude wants to fight. But what he don't understand is that that's what I do. I could throw a punch every second of the fight if need be. So, and that's what I did. First of all, I've been 10-round fight. I haven't fought a 4-round fight since 2004. So to try to revert back to being a 4-round fighter was kind of challenging because it's so quick. It's so the time, I'm used to boxing, loosening up the first couple of rounds and then turn it on. Now I gotta just be on and jump in there and bang. So I reverted back to the amateur days where I just had to just bring that gun smoke and just see if he can keep up. And I don't think he kept up.
Do you agree with the decision of the fight? Why and why not?
Uh, well, the whole arena didn't agree with the decision.
Mm-hmm.
And the promoter, he didn't agree. Him or his wife, nobody agreed with that decision. Um, my promoter, he said he watched the fight 5 times, and he said he seemed to be clearly outlanding him, and he wasn't winning that fight at all. I was knocked off balance in the second round and touched my hand touched the canvas, so that's a course of knockdown. So, okay, 4 rounds, you got a knockdown. That hurts, what I'm saying? So, okay, give him that. But he didn't win nothing before that, and he didn't win nothing after that. And then the last round came around. I had hurt him real bad with a left hook, knocked his mouthpiece out. Mouthpiece shot across the ring. And he was wobbling. He wobbled to the ropes. And while that was going on, I'm just shooting out punches. And I'm shooting out so many punches. I'm probably through about 60 punches, just bang, 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 bang. So by that time, he wobbled to the other rope. Bang, 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 bang. And then he turned his back on me. See, in boxing, if you look at the primary rules of boxing, you will see that you can't turn your back on your opponent. You learn that in the amateurs. You can't turn your back on your opponent, especially when you're hurt. That means you succumb to my pressure, to what I'm bringing to you. And when that happens, the referee should stop the fight. It's a couple of different things you could do. You could disqualify the guy, you can take a point, or call it a knockdown or something, but this referee didn't do absolutely nothing. He just backed me off to break it. What are we breaking? What are we breaking for? Why are we saving this guy? The bell didn't ring, but why are we saving this guy? So I think there was a mishaps, confusion, or whatever you want to call it, but the referee didn't do what he should have done. So right now we in trying to get this reviewed and overturned if possible, because everybody said it's just that wasn't right. That fight wasn't right. Let alone, not just the last round. The fight wasn't right because they just felt that I outbeat them, I outlanded them. You know what I mean?
Okay. So I guess the answer is you do not agree with the decision.
No.
I know off camera you said that you wanted to challenge it, or you are in fact challenging it.
We are challenging it. Me and the promoters. We're challenging the fight.
Okay. I gotta say, I think one thing that's so exciting to me is that you and Superman linked up on this fight card. Yeah. It seemed like it was a long time before something like that happened or could happen.
Oh man, I mean, we understood. We was world-class athletes. That didn't have the backing to get us up all the way up the hill like that we needed, what I'm saying? So he became a promoter. And me, I'm all over the country, man. I'm getting money everywhere, you know what I mean? So I don't need boxing to live good. I'm gonna live good either way, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna live good either way it goes. So I don't necessarily have to box to live good. I'm gonna live good either way it go. So, but boxing is one of my passions. So therefore, me and him hooked up. We said, man, we can make some things happen. See, life is about having fun. You know what I'm saying? It's about having fun, and whatever your fun is. You know what I'm saying? My fun is boxing and traveling and doing, just living life, man. So man, I told Soup, I said, hey man, Superman, man, let's do it, man. And he hit me up. He reached out to me. He told me, you know, I got this show on this date, man. Let's do this. And man, we got together. Said, let's do it. Let's put Mary on there. And, you know, I'm like, man, this should be a good show. So, you know, we trying to get Comcast, you know, and trying to get Comcast to come, you know, film and put it on TV and stuff like that. So, you know, I think our shows is going to be exciting enough. I think the fighters are good enough. We can get television also.
Great. You mentioned Mary McGee. She was supposed to be on the fight card. I noticed that Mary wasn't there that night. Is that something that we can talk about?
100%. I can't even really tell you exactly what it is or was that she's going through, because, you know, I didn't talk to her. You know what I'm saying? So I can't put some business out there that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I can assume. We can all assume, but you know, then we also could be telling lies. So I don't know. I don't know what it was for her, why she didn't compete on the show.
Okay. I gotta say, man, I want to see you come back, man. It was, you know, I couldn't believe how much fun I had at the fight. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved watching you fight. I had fun watching Soup fight and the other fighters that were there that night. And congratulations to the winners. And just congratulations to everybody that participated, because the fight game is not an easy game. No. You know, it looks easy as a spectator, I guess, when you're just watching it.
Right. Right.
But we don't understand, I guess, you know, everything else that goes with it. You know, like Roger Mayweather would say all the time, you don't know about boxing.
Yeah.
What's in store for Jermaine White within the next year or two?
I don't know, man. You know, right now, you know, I was feeling real down, you know, hard on myself, you know, about this fight. But the more now I'm in town out here, the more people I've seen and more people I done saw and talked to, they like, hey, man, that was some bull crap, man. You won that fight, man. Dude turned his back. That's a stoppage. I mean, and these is other people, man. I'm like, wow. So, you know, I feel a lot better, you know what I mean? And, but, you know, it's just the way the game goes. You know, I learned to, you gotta accept losing sometimes, even though you didn't lose. That's just the way. This game here is a different animal, man. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, I learned a long time ago, not to listen to people that never fought, because they don't have the heart that a fighter has to even get in there. So why am I listening to somebody who don't know about getting in there? So, like, some people will say, hey, man, if they would have cheated me like that, I wouldn't fight no more. You know, they say stuff like that, right? But that's this game. That's just the way it goes. Everybody's not going to have a Floyd Mayweather career. You know what I'm saying? Pernell Whitaker, he got robbed, and he's one of the greatest fighters of all time. You know what I'm saying? You know, every fighter you could think of probably got cheated somewhere before, either in a professional fight or amateur fight. They got cheated before. Mayweather, somebody, everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a different game. It takes a special type of person to be in this sport.
Wow. I saw you had a picture of 50 Cent.
Yeah.
On your social media. Tell me about that.
Me and 50, man. 50. This is a time when Floyd Mayweather and 50 Cent parted ways, and as far as a friendship and a business relationship, they was going to create a company to create TMT boxing, whatever it was, and he was looking for fighters. He was looking for talent and stuff like that. And me, I'm just a guy coming off of all these years of in exile. You know, a lot of people don't want to take chances on guys who's off. They don't know. You're good in the gym, but are you going to be good in that ring? Are you going to be good? You know, are you worth me investing in? You know, so that's the type of thing that was always in the background when it comes to me. You know, yeah, I can fight, but I've been off. Do they want to invest in something that with a fighter that's been off, that's fighting ring rust? You know, it's a lot to get. You know, that's a lot. You know, mentally, physically, you know, it's a lot to deal with. So you know, so a lot of the times I was sitting there like, well, I gotta show them, and the only way to show somebody is to fight. So at that time with 50, at that time, you know, he was doing this thing. He was having a hard time because he had to compete with Al Heyman with, you know, PBC. I don't think PBC was even invented yet at that time. I think it was just, you know, Al Heyman who had cornered the market in boxing.
No, okay. So who's Al Heyman for those that don't know?
Al Heyman, he's the man behind PBC boxing. And most of the fighters that you see on TV, Al Heyman has them pretty much. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, he with most of the fighters have to fight somebody in order to get a paycheck. So people like Bob Arum, you know, people who signed with Bob Arum, they might not be able to fight guys from PBC. Guys from PBC might not fight the guys that Bob Arum have, and so on. So it's like, if you think of it as a gang. You know what I'm saying? Like a gang culture. Mm-hmm. Think of it like a gang. You know what I mean? If you with this gang, you can't deal with this gang. You can't deal with that gang. You know what I mean? There has to be some kind of sacrifice of something for you to get together so y'all can make this big money matchup. So therefore, a lot of guys is not going to face each other. When it comes to unification bouts, it has to come to a strong negotiation to make those things happen.
Man, it's so amazing. So it's really deep. It's not just you get in the ring and you whoop up everybody and now you're on top of the world. It's a lot that goes into this game.
Oh yeah, man. This is not what people think it is. They think this is not like alley basketball. You know, pick up game of basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's no. Mm-hmm. It don't matter how good you are. You know, you could be the best in the world, and you still might not even get your chance to be seen or stuff like that. It happens all the time.
I think, you're about to catch a second win in your career. I really do feel that, man. And I'm all for it. And I hope nothing but the best for you, my brother. You know, you're a positive guy. I love talking to you.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Is there anything that you would like to tell the people or the viewers that's on your mind, or something that you think they should hear, or?
Well, I could give some advice. I guess I can. For the fighters out there that's trying to fight, try to do their thing. Shoot for. This is nobody else's life but yours. No one else can control your life but you. So make the best decisions that's best for you. Don't let others control you. You control you. And then you go from where you can go from there.
Jermaine the Hawk White, thank you for this interview.
Yeah, you're welcome.